This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
It's Tuesday, September 15, and this is your Barbados Today evening update. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. It's a case of a little too late. Former Attorney General Dale Marshall raps the government's handling of child abuse on the island. He says while recent assurances from Prime Minister Frondell Stewart that the matter will be dealt with provides some comfort, it's simply not enough. Marshall chastised the Child Care Board and police for not tackling the issue head-on, charging that burglary is sometimes treated with more urgency. He warned that there is too much at stake to leave the matter alone.
I'm happy that the Prime Minister spoke out about it, but the truth is, it's a case really where he has spoken out, in my view, much too late. From the reports I've received, the Minister is to get back to Cabinet in a week's time, but I don't know what he's going to get back to Cabinet and tell them. It is an ever-present issue, and it needs to be dealt with swiftly. It requires law enforcement. It requires the action of the Child Care Board. This is not something that is new, and therefore I believe that there are systems that are already in place that can be activated and that ought to be constantly on the alert to deal with these things. So I worry that once more we're going to hear that the Minister came and reported to Cabinet, but I don't think that very much is going to come of it.
Police recovered a firearm which they believed was stolen from the ANC Securities Services Limited. The firm located in Barbary Hill, St. Michael, was robbed of a number of guns and ammunition on September 4. Acting Assistant Superintendent of Police David Welch tells Barbados Today a quantity of ammunition was also recovered and that a number of persons are currently assisting lawmen with their investigations. More Viva Samantha Gittins, an employee at the security firm, is currently on remand at Her Majesty's Prisons Dodds on a charge of conspiracy to commit aggravated burglary. It won't be business as usual at the island's top financial institution until the workers' grievances are addressed. That's the word from General Secretary of the Barbados Workers' Union, Tony Moore. Workers at the central bank have been off the job since last Friday in protest of hiring an intern who is reportedly being paid more than appointed colleagues. Management met with the BWU to settle the matter, but when the union emerged, Moore said there was no solution. She expressed concerns that employers are far too dismissive of their workers.
I understand it as a clear situation of unpreparedness, a clear situation that there's a management, like many other employers out there, who don't understand that workers are serious when they say they're serious. And maybe this is one instance in which the central bank, in this case, is being taught the lesson, and there are other employers who we expect will be taught similar lessons in the weeks to come.
Tributes pour in for veteran designer and school teacher Reggie Cave, who passed away yesterday at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Veteran band leader Betty West, who admits that she was not close to Cave, says he will be missed, especially on the crop-over scene, while Richard Haynes of Beige International expressed shock and sadness at his passing. He described Cave, who is known for his role in developing kiddies Kadooment, as a pioneer in the creative industry whose work will always be remembered.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow
In news from the region, first to Trinidad, where police are searching for a gunman who murdered a 13-year-old boy while he was walking to school this morning. According to media reports, the first form student of Tranquility Government School in Belmont, which is located just on the outskirts of the capital, was shot several times when a car drove up and someone inside fired at him. He later died in hospital. To Guyana now, where the government says there will be no mercy for those found in possession of illegal firearms when the gun amnesty expires in the next 15 days.
As a judicial officer myself, I am of the view that our courts must review granting of bail involving repeat offenders arraigned for illegal possession of firearm or the use of firearm in the execution of robberies. The firearms amnesty opens the door to those with illegal firearm to come forward and surrender their weapons. In the remaining days, I hope to see the delivery of more weapons and that family members of holders of illegal weapons, I want to underline that, family members would plead with them to come forward and to come clean.
With 16 days to go before the gun amnesty period ends already, the Minister of Public Security, Cameron Ramtatan, is saying that the program has been successful so far. He said immediately after the end of the amnesty, there will be a crackdown to get the illegal guns off the streets.
It might be very harsh on that occasion. So bring them out now and save yourselves the harshness of the law as it relates to unlicensed firearms thereafter.
And in Jamaica, the Ministry of Health today activated its energy protocols after facilities across the country recorded high levels of absenteeism by registered nurses. The ministry said there has been no official notification of industrial action by the executive of the Nurses Association of Jamaica. However, measures are in place to ensure that operations at health facilities are not severely hampered. And on the international scene, Zimbabwe's movement for democratic change is calling on President Robert Mugabe to step down. This after the 91-year-old leader read the wrong speech at the opening of a new session of parliament on Tuesday. The veteran leader read the 25-minute speech through to the end, apparently unaware he was repeating last month's address to parliament. The president's spokesman apologized for the statement, saying that there was a mix-up in the secretarial office. But the MDC says the blunder shows that President Mugabe is too old to continue as head of state and should resign with immediate effect. And finally, hundreds of migrants are reportedly stranded at the Siberia-Hungary border after the Hungarian government closed the frontier with a new razor wire fence. More in this BBC report.
Several thousand refugees and migrants now find themselves confused, trapped and even stranded right here as they attempt to get into Hungary. A lot of them spent the morning queuing at an official border point over there, but they found that they weren't getting in. So in the last few minutes, people have streamed through here simply in search of somewhere to cross. And if you just have a look through here, right next to the border fence, you can see people standing around and people walking around. They're trying to see if they can get into Hungary, but that fence is closed.
This is registration? No, transit zone is going to one. This is not it. Further down.
These refugees, about 100 meters from the border, have decided to throw away all of their food and their water and to hold a sit-in protest here. They've written these signs in the last few minutes. There we are. There's one, no food. And here's another one here, no food, no water until open border.
And that's news, but our Emmanuel Joseph will be in the chair tomorrow morning with the very latest. Until then, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and of course, you can like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.